Black card heavy like a magnet in my stitched denims. Pretty women see them sagging, better 100 stacks. Look to run it back, just having fun. I ain't even begun to black. Light another in fact.
All mixed up, DJ City and the Duke. We're live right now, 90.1 WECS, Willimantic, Hartford. Very special guest on the line. We got Chris Webby.
What up?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right, man. These seasons are fucking me up. I'm kind of...
Yo, hold up. No cussing.
Yeah, oh, my bad. See, God, we caught that in the beginning. But, yeah, now these seasons are hurting me, dude. Fucking... Oh, God damn it. I got to stop cursing.
Whoa, come on now.
My bad. But, yeah, dude, my bad. I'm, like, out of it, dude. I'm just laying in my bed and whatnot. But, yeah, just had College Fest last night. How you doing, brother?
Chilling, man. We're glad we got you on the line. Where you at right now?
I'm at my crib down in Connecticut, you know?
In CT.
Yeah.
All right, now, we know you've been on the road for a while. You're back home now, but how's life been on the road?
It's been crazy, dude. It's been real crazy. You know, had a little time off from July till now. There hasn't been too many shows. July was crazy. You know, we were everywhere from New York to Cali and back. And but you know, then I've just been in the studio ever since, just cooking up bangers. You know, we got an EP coming, and then another mixtape after that, and then I'm back on the road in 2 days for, you know, all of October. So it's just been crazy.
And we're gonna get into the mixtape, but what's the one, like, now that you've been on the road, what's the one thing you can't live without? What's the one thing you always check before, you know, you leave? What do you gotta have?
Yeah, Adderall. No doubt.
He's honest.
That keeps me going, man. I'm not going to lie. That, and I'll tell you something else. Vitamins, yo. Like, because when you're on the road, like I'm saying right now, I'm not feeling so hot. You always got to be pumping vitamin C, those emergencies. Those things are good because when you're out partying, you know, I try not to,
catch something.
Limit my party, and, you know, because you got to be careful. You know, you got shows and stuff. That's your job, but, you know.
And you're meeting a lot of people, you know, kissing babies, shaking hands. You don't know what everybody's got out there.
Dude. Yeah, man, just a lot of babies. It's my thing.
Hey, all right. So Webster's Laboratory did really well, and as you guys, some of you might know, it did shut down Dat Piff.
Yes.
What's your status right now with deals in the making? Is there an album coming soon? Like, what's going on?
I mean, there's a lot going on as far as deals. We're still independent, you know. It's we've just kind of been juicing it for all it's worth at this point, and we got a really strong team. And, you know, independently, we finally got a machine, and it all works now. You know, we went on tour on an independent budget. You know, at very least, you know, I'm gonna have the best credit in the world because, you know, I'm still spending a lot of money, but, you know, my credit card bills are ridiculous because, you know, I'm paying for the gas, I paid for the bus for the last tour, I paid for everybody's food, everybody got a salary, you know. So I mean, it's hotel rooms that it backs up. So, you know, I made money too, don't get me wrong, but, you know.
Yeah, man. And one thing that's crazy is that if you think even like 10 years ago, maybe even less than that, an independent artist would just in no way have the exposure that you can nowadays with YouTube and Dat Piff and Twitter, Facebook fan pages, all that. It's so crazy. I mean, what has social media and the internet meant to you as really developing your brand and as an artist?
I mean, that was huge, especially for the beginning stages. You know, absolutely vital. And it's opened a lot of doors. You know, it started when I was, you know, first coming up. MySpace was huge. I mean, that's pretty much just defunct right now. No one really uses that. But you know, it's a great way to get yourself out there. It's a new way. You know, there's a downside to it too because it gives everybody access to get their stuff out there. Not everybody's worthy of, you know, getting the buzz that they have, but it does allow for people who, you know, really have took the time to perfect their craft to get it out to people, you know. So
exactly. We saw a video of you talking about freestyling recently and defining what real freestylers are. Does it bug you when you see people reading off their phones or biting, you know, other people's flows?
I mean, yes and no. Now, I did grow up freestyling. I've always, been a freestyler. I love it. I think every rapper, whether you consider, like I consider myself to be, very good at it because that's what I grew up doing. But I think every rapper should at least be able to carry themselves in a cypher if you consider yourself to be a rapper for a profession. You got to know how to do everything a little bit. But, there's different ways to go about it, though, because, my Sucker Freestyle, for example, on MTV, that was not a freestyle. It's called the Sucker Freestyle, but I'm also not going to go on camera in front of MTV for my first time on MTV and just wing it,
Yeah.
But it does bother me when I see people that are really trying to push something and be like, oh, this was a freestyle, and it's not, so... There's nothing wrong with, writing down bars and being prepared when you are in a situation where it's better that you are prepared. But
it seems like nowadays with all the controversies that have come out, with ghostwriting and whatnot, it seems like the dudes that actually do come off the top, it's almost like you do that to prove yourself that you are actually doing it and you're not, using somebody else's bars or...
Oh, and that would be the best. I mean, the best way to prove it, like when I would have freestyle ciphers when I was coming up at parties and whatnot, I've seen it more times than I can count. You get someone in there and everybody's got a verse. I'm convinced that everybody has a verse in the back of their head.
That one go-to verse.
Exactly. So, I'll let them spit their thing, and I'll just kind of smile, sit there, cross my arms, not really say anything, and then I'll just go in and, bring in elements of the things that are going on around me, talk about the people that are there, just to be like, dude, like, I'm better than you are, like, where's your second verse at, But, like, that's the one thing, like, I guess you could say cocky when it comes to actually rapping, but I'm a very humble person, this is my job. I consider this to be what I do, so obviously I'm going to be confident in that, but, when it comes to everything else in life, I'm just a normal person, All right,
I want to talk to you about, I want to come back to CT for a second.
Okay.
Right now, I mean, it's really just you and Apathy. There's a lot of local music in Connecticut, but as far as like getting some national exposure, it's really just you and Apathy right now.
Yeah.
And I know you two are cool. Now, the game doesn't really recognize Connecticut as a hotbed for hip-hop, obviously, as much as other areas. Now, do you feel an obligation to rep CT, or are you going at it like, I want to get big elsewhere and kind of bring it back to CT?
I've always felt not obligated. Like, it's where I'm from, and I'm proud of it, Like, this is where I grew up, and, it's always been kind of different. When I would be in New York, I went to Hofstra, so I'd be in New York, and I'd say a line about Connecticut. Everyone would be like, no way, this kid's from Connecticut? Like, it's you gotta be comfortable with who you are and where you're from, and if people don't want to take me serious off the bat because I'm from Connecticut, then that's ridiculous, It doesn't matter where you're from. Like,
exactly.
It's kind of proving a point at this point, just to be like, you know what, Connecticut, it doesn't matter. I could go against dudes in New York, Jersey, Cali, let's go. So.
All right, man. We ask all of our guests this question. Who are your favorite top 5 MCs?
Before we get into that, because we know we're putting you on the spot like crazy, but every time we have a guest, we've always felt like from the beginning that you could tell a lot about a person or an artist by who they listen to, who's on their iPod or their phone. So we ask every guest who your top 5 favorite MCs are. You don't have to do it in order if you don't want to, but we like to hear from everybody who they like.
Oh, absolutely. And that's a very difficult question, as I'm sure you can imagine.
Everybody names like 15 people, and they got ties for every spot.
Yeah, I mean, my number one is Eminem. Say what you will, obviously you're a white guy. Eminem's your favorite. Whatever. He's my favorite. I think he's, incredible. Now, there's so many different types of hip-hop, because, I grew up listening to underground hip-hop a lot, so I have the utmost respect for Jedi Mind Tricks, Immortal, all these guys, Apathy, Army of the Pharaohs in general, so I'm totally aware of all that hip-hop, and then, there's a lot of new guys coming out. There's obviously the Jay-Z's, the Jadakisses, like the Locks in general. So, it's so hard to there's so many different parts of hip-hop to even touch upon. But, I would say some of my favorites, Eminem, I love Tupac, I love Jada, I love... God, if I had my iPod out, this would be
It's rough, man. It's rough. I know. We always put people on the spot, too.
I listen to so much music, and that's just hip-hop, I listen to, the Beatles, Eric Clapton, Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, all kinds of stuff. Some a little house, a little dubstep here and there,
Yeah,
depending
man.
on what's in my system.
You got to be versatile, and you've worked with a lot of people. We've heard you in songs with Mac Miller. We've heard you in songs with Freeway. Who's been your favorite person so far to work with? We're big fans of Chitty Bang over here, and I know you got something coming up with them.
Oh yeah, I have a show with them this week. I don't know what day it is or where it is, but it's somewhere.
We'll figure it out eventually.
It's yeah, exactly. I kind of just go, I rap, everyone else handles the business. They're like, hey, Webby, this is the stage you're going to be on tonight. I'm like, okay, give me a bottle of water, a bottle of vodka, and we'll do it up. But
the essentials.
It's all you need, really. Hydrate and get drunk, you need both of those. But, it's been cool working with so many different people. Crit, that was awesome. The people I've gotten in the studio with and made the song with them is obviously a different experience. Apathy we were talking about before, he's a really good dude. He's definitely, shown me a lot of love, the whole Connecticut thing, and, to have his approval. I grew up listening to the dude, so that's great to have his okay, his salute. So, I was talking to him last night, good dude. So, I like working with anyone who's into it,
Yeah, man.
Not just doing it to be like, oh, I'll work with this kid, just get some YouTube hits,
All right, man, we want to thank you for calling in. Let the people know where they can find your music at.
You can find me on Google, Facebook, Twitter, what else is there? YouTube, because I didn't say that one yet. And ListenToWebby.com is the official website. Gentlemen, I would like to apologize for the 2 F-bombs I dropped earlier this evening.
Don't worry about it, man. And next time, we want to have you in studio, laid out a freestyle, show everybody what you're
definitely.
about.
Yes,
most
yes.
definitely, yeah.
All right, man, we want to thank you for calling in. Good luck on the upcoming EP and all your shows you got.
Thank you
Keep
very
in
much.
touch.
Thanks, boys. We'll do, man. We'll do. I'll be down, man.
All right, later.
All right, peace out, guys.
That was the homie Chris Webby calling in. We want to thank him for hitting us up. You heard it here. Listen to ChrisWebby.com. Hit him up on... You know what? Just Google him. Just Google him.
Do it up.
It's just easier.
We're going to get to the Webby Freeway track.
We're going to play one song, then take a quick break, come back next hour. We got King Fantastic calling in. We're just hitting you hard this show. Lots more hot new music. One more hot interview. Lots of hot topics. Keep it locked. All mixed up. DJ City and the Duke. Right here live on 90.1 WECS. Willimantic Hartford. DJCityAndTheDuke.com.